that brother is such a rascal. He roams all over the city and does this and does that. But this one is such a nice girl. She follows all the parental instructions, does her homework properly, gets good grades in the school. But the brother will end up in the Silicon Valley and the sister will end up in the kitchen. And why do women tolerate that? Today you have legal protection, there is technology, today there is everything. Therefore, there is no reason the woman stands to be exploited. But she is still getting exploited. Now, why is that happening? Because even if you have the brain, we think that it is good to live by history or social sanction or tradition or whatever. One finds it important to be a good girl in the eyes of others. Don't be a good girl. With your mother sitting next to you, that's the advice I'm offering. Imagine, the sheep were actually a lion. Would you still hold it and shave it and extract wool for yourself? How many things do you use that come from the lion's body? But when it comes to the body of the cattle or the chicken or any other little thing, pigeon or the rabbit, it's power equation. And that's the only way the ego operates. It can't love, it can only exploit. The moment it sees somebody powerless, it pounces on it, grabs it, and exploits. And that's the reason why women have been exploited. Because they have remained powerless. Historically, we know why they were powerless. Because they didn't have enough muscle, but had the womb. Now that proved to be a deadly combo in the past. Because the only source of energy was the human muscle. And later on the animal muscle. You didn't have any engines. You didn't have fossil fuel. You didn't have nuclear energy. You didn't have tidal energy or solar energy. Where did energy come from? The muscle. And women didn't have as much muscle. Simple. That was the only reason. Lack of muscle. So, man needed muscle for agriculture, for fighting wars, for doing all the things. Don't you require energy? Today also, you see it is for energy that so many wars are being fought. Why is Middle East always burning? Because it has energy, reservoirs of energy, right? And everybody wants to capture them. So the same thing was happening in the past also. First of all, the woman didn't have muscle. Secondly, she had the womb. And she was continuously pregnant because there was nothing to protect her against getting pregnant. And infant mortality was very high. Kids would get born and then they would die. So she was continuously pregnant. One after the other, one after the other. So you are physically weak and then you're also immobile. And then there are 3-4 kids always around you. And somebody is sick and somebody has to be still breastfed. And all kind of things are happening. So that was the reason she became powerless. But that is no more the case in the knowledge economy. Today, knowledge doesn't come from your muscle. Today, muscle power has very little relevance. Very, very little relevance. Today, power flows from the brain and wisdom. And wisdom. Therefore, there is no reason the woman stands to be exploited. But she is still getting exploited. Now, why is that happening? Because even if you have the brain, you must be internally free to use the brain. Otherwise, the brain will remain like a mass of meat, sitting here doing nothing. If you convince the woman that her job is not to think but to serve, then in spite of having the brain, she will not use it. And when she will not use it, then you will say, they don't have the brain. Don't give them any kind of power or authority. They are brainless. Let them just breed kids. That's what they are good for. Or let them go to the kitchen and do something. Don't give them any brainy work. Do you see this? Today the problem is not not the muscle. Today the problem is tradition. That is what is holding women back. They are still thinking of themselves from the eyes, the lenses of the past. They have not been able to get rid of history. And that is very funny. Think of it, because there is nothing for women in history. In history, all that you have is a lot of exploitation of women. When India got independent, search for yourself. How much was the female literacy rate? Not just very low. It was close to zero. In most places. Only in certain cities there were some literate women. Otherwise, over several hundred square kilometers it was possible that you could count the number of literate women on your fingers. So pathetic was the literacy rate when India got freedom. And why do women tolerate that? Today you have legal protection, right? Today there is technology, today there is everything. We still tolerate that because we think that it is good to live by history or social sanction or tradition or whatever. One finds it important to be a good girl in the eyes of others. Others must approve of me. And they will approve of you only if you abide by history. So that is the way women choose bondage today. Papa ki pari, good girl. That brother is such a rascal. He roams all over the city and does this and does that. But this one is such a nice girl. This one is such a nice girl. She follows all the parental instructions, does her homework properly, gets good grades in the school. And the brother is a rascal. But the brother will end up in the Silicon Valley and the sister will end up in the kitchen. Don't be a good girl. With your mother sitting next to you. That's the advice I'm offering.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Just download the Acharya Prashant app. And there you go to the community section. And you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Geeta Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Geeta community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.